This is an idea that I can't even do anything with. Here's the idea. Okay, so it's 1791, right? We're with this guy. His name is John Mayweather. Mayweather is formerly of the British Navy, but he was involved in the Boston Tea Party. He was involved in all of these sort of big defeats for the British Navy. Some battles with the French, battles with the Americans. The Revolutionary War is over, and he's completely fucked. He's basically been kicked out of the Navy. Also, while he was at sea, his fucking son died. Okay? So he has nothing. His wife left him. His best friend, his name is Hambu Lakshmi. He's a guy who he picked up in India during the revolts in India, and this guy basically completely supports him. He should be a prince in India, but he loves Mayweather so much and has so much faith in him that Lakshmi just goes everywhere with him and kind of funds him. And Lakshmi comes to him. Mayweather's like living on the streets, and Lakshmi's like, hey, I got you a job. He's like, what is it? And they're like, it's a retrofitted pirate ship. It's actually one of the ships that you took down during your glory days in the British Navy. And all you have to do is take this three-mast ship across the ocean to America. It's just a big cargo haul, and it's going to be a good payday for you. It's going to be fine. So Mayweather's like, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do it. Lakshmi like, you got to do it, man. And then the British government comes to him, and they say, so we think you're taking this job, and that's very good. Basically the precursor to MI6. Basically colonial British intelligence comes to him, and they say, this ship's cargo is extremely precious to us. On board this ship, there will be a secret British agent. And their goal, we're not going to tell you who that is, their goal is to get that cargo to America at all costs. Also on board the ship, we believe there will be a secret American agent trying to wreck the ship at all costs. I'm just going to pitch you the first act, because once you figure out where it's going. Okay, so he's like, shit, okay. And that activates that thing in him, right? The John McClane. He's like, yeah, I'll captain this ship. I'll take the job. Lakshmi's like, fuck yeah, I got you out of your fucking stirrups, man. He gets on the boat. They head out to sea. Everything's going pretty good. It's a real weird assortment of people on the boat. You got a freed slave who moved to England, who's now going back to America to attempt to buy his family.
Idris Elba. I'm casting it. Go ahead.
Sure. You have an American family who clearly don't want to go back to America, but have to go back in order to shut down their plantation in order to fully move, because plantations are sort of just getting really in the swing of it. You have a couple of British people, a couple of hot British girls, like people like this. Everyone's on the boat for a different reason. It's almost like the Orient Express. It's like, what's going to go on? High winds start up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. High winds. Winds are fucking up the sails. They lose one of the sails. Lakshmi's like, visibility's down to 0. You need to turn the ship around and go around. Mayweather's like, you're right. And then one of the crewmen comes up to him and goes, I need to reveal to you something. I am the British spy. This fucking cargo has to get to America. You go through the storm. I don't care. And he goes, okay, yes, queen. He immediately, he has that British ire in him. He gets up. He's like, we're going to go through the storm.
King at that time.
He figures out, whatever. Anyway, so listen. So he's like, okay, I'm going to do it. He goes out. He starts piloting through the storm. But then Lakshmi figures out the real British spy comes to him and goes, why are we going through the storm? We have to go around. And he realizes the spy who said he was the British spy is the American spy. He's trying to wreck the ship. They've flown into a fucking class 5 hurricane. Visibility's down to 0, but now they can't get out. So Mayweather's like, it's okay. I'll get us out. He's such a badass that he ties himself to the wheel of the ship. He ties himself to the ship. He's steering it through the storm. Visibility goes down to 0. Fog and waves. You can't even see the ocean off the side of the ship. And then he notices that he is now hanging off the wheel. For a moment, the clouds and mist and storm above him part, and he can see the ocean hundreds of feet above the ship. The wheel is just twisting. He's knocked out. He awakens on the pirate ship. It's crashed into this cove. The ship is nearly split in half. It's inoperable. Everyone's knocked out, and he's tied to this wheel. And there's something in the water. Something big, some little island, some Atlantic island, but it seems kind of tropical, and there's something moving in this cove, and my God, it's fucking huge. It's almost a dinosaur. He's never seen anything like this. It's a fucking sea serpent. Although the trained eye will, of course, recognize this as Sarcosuchus, a breed of crocodile that lived over 3,000 years ago that is still theorized
of course.
to exist. Sarcosuchus gets on the boat. He manages to drag himself and the wheel to the lower berth. This thing comes crashing through the boat. He saves 3 people. Eventually, it corners him, smashes him repeatedly into the side of the boat with its snout, but it can't get in. He ends up taking the ship's clock. You know those old clocks?
Yeah.
They'll run underwater. They'll run anywhere. He starts hitting it in the eye. It gets his hand and the clock. Bites it off. Retreats. He's missing his hand now, bleeding to death. Lakshmi saves him.
You son of a bitch.
Do you see where I'm going yet, folks?
I see that. I understand why you sell a lot of movies.
No, it's fucking Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, guys, but it's from the point of view of Captain Hook. We re-entail as this really intrepid guy. The end of the first act is being stranded in Neverland. The second act, and I don't pitch dark and gritty. I hate that everyone's trying to do dark and gritty reboots. They don't have to be dark and gritty. They just have to be good. Whatever just happened to good. So basically the second act of the movie is him meeting Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, who are basically Lord of the Flies, except for they can fly. Flying Lord of the Flies. He immediately identifies with Peter basically as a son figure because he misses his son, and Peter's going to help him get off the island, and he's dealing with the spy intrigue for most of the second act. And also the Indians on the island and the mermaids and all that great Neverland shit, And then the third act is Peter's been fucking him over the whole time. He has these kids, like, fucking him over and taking all of their food. Peter and the Lost Boys intend to kill all the adults in Neverland and fight them off. The end of the movie is a huge confrontation with the Lost Boys, who, by the way, have fucking superpowers. It's fucking terrifying to fight the Lost Boys. He manages to fight them off, and an uneasy truce is established on the island because they're just trapped there. The second movie is Peter Pan as we know it, in which Wendy and the Darlings come in, and they basically get Stockholm Syndrome as Mayweather tries to save them. And the third movie is Escape from Neverland. That's a trilogy. It's Peter Pan. I can't do anything with that idea because I'm 12 movies in. I had that idea like 5 weeks ago. I can't touch it. I can't do anything. I can't write that movie. I don't have time. It's fucking just boiling in my head. I'm not allowed to pitch stuff because I sell too much stuff. And then I get myself in this hole where I'm in right now. And that sounds cocky, but it's a bad place to be. Now I'm in a hole. I have rewrites on 5 things simultaneously. It's like, come on, man. You guys are all going to be able to say you knew me before I was in rehab.